Okay class, so here we have the given data for a closed traverse. So let us draw its figure. So first, considering yung line AB, it has a length of 32.24 meters and the bearing is south 70 degrees 14 minutes east. So here's how it is being positioned. So first, lagay natin north, east, west, south. So our bearing is south 70 degrees 14 minutes east. So ang reference natin dito is from south. And then from that south reference, we are going to east. So our angle will follow this direction from south to east. And then the value of our angle is 70 degrees 14 minutes. So it is beyond 45 degrees, so ilampas natin doon. And then let us put our line AB. So this is point A. And then the next point is B. Then therefore that length is AB. So that have a length of 32.24 meters. Okay, so next naman consider natin yung line BC. So again, ilagay na naman natin yung northeast, southwest. So the angle of line BC is south 36 degrees 30 minutes west. So ang reference ulit natin is south and then we are going to west. So it's just 36 degrees, so below siya sa 45. So liitan natin doon. Ayan, so the angle is 36 degrees 30 minutes and the length is 31.71. So yung next point natin is C, since the length BC. So again, gawa na naman natin nung north, east, south, and west. So now, the line CD has a bearing of north 65 degrees 19 minutes west. So from north na ang reference natin and we're going to west, and has a length of 17.54. So compared sa mga length na ng ibang angles na ibang line na nandito, this one's line CD is the one who have the shortest length. Okay, so the angle is beyond 45 degrees, so ilampas natin doon. And then the length is 17.54, so it would look like this. Okay, so next naman, position na natin yung line DE. So the next point here is point D. So it's point D. So next line natin is line DE. It has a bearing of north 80 degrees 35 minutes west and a distance of 36.3 meters. So again, the reference is north going to west, and it's beyond 45 and beyond 60. Okay, so next let us put the values. For the angle, it's 80 degrees 35 minutes, and the length is 36.3. Okay, so for our last line, we have line EA. It have a angle na I've been bearing na north 60 degrees 8 minutes east. So reference natin is north and we're going to the east, and the length is 46.44. Okay. So this is a closed traverse, so therefore kailangan mag-graph natin yung EA. From point E, dapat it will reach to point A. So let us put the north, east, west, south. And then the angle na 60 degrees 8 minutes. So that's from north. So ayan, figure of our closed traverse. So later on, ma-verify natin sa ating latitude and departures if our closed traverse ay magko-close talaga or walang error. So dapat ang summation latitude and summation departure should be equal to 0. And pag hindi nag-equal to 0, doon napapasok yung transit rule and compass rule in order to adjust the length and the bearing para mag-close. So ngayon, solve na natin yung latitude and departure. So let us add another table or column, dalawa. So ano ba yung latitude and departure? So exemplify natin yung line EA. So here, our line EA have a projected length sa y-axis, and that length is called the latitude. So that is the latitude of line EA, and then the projected length naman at x-axis is called the departure. So right now, how are we going to solve for the length of the latitude and departure? So if we'll just base it sa trigonometry, latitude would be equal to length times the cosine of bearing, and for departure it's length times sine of bearing. Okay, so by just calculating this, we could obtain the value of the latitude and the departure. But later on sa table natin, mayroon tayong konting alterations na gagawin doon. Okay, so proceed na tayo sa ating table. Okay, so first, the line AB, consider natin yung latitude niya. So the length is 32.24, and for latitude, it's cosine, and our bearing is 70 degrees 14 minutes. So pakikalkulan, and the answer is 10.90326. So ito na yung sinasabi kong alterations. Well, kapag sa quadrant na southeast, lahat ng may south, sa latitude, it would be negative. So, for this one, since south yan, yung latitude niya is negative. For this one, since south din, latitude nito is negative. So, ilagay natin yung negative dito. So, if you can recall, kapag sa northeast, first quadrant yun, that's plus plus. So, latitude and departure niya is plus. Sa northwest naman, it's plus minus. The latitude is plus. The departure is minus, while sa southeast, the latitude is minus, the departure is plus, and then sa southwest, the latitude and departure is minus. Okay, so proceed na tayo. So for this one, we have 32.24, and then departure is sine. And then let us copy the angle. So, using your calculators, pakisolve yan, that would be equal to 30.34034. So, the direction is southeast. For east, the departure is positive. So, next, dito naman tayo. So, the length is 31.71, and then latitude is cosine, and then the angle is 36 degrees 30 minutes west. So let us calculate 25.49030. So for south, the latitude is negative. And then next, solve natin yung departure niya. So that would be 31.71 sine 36 degrees 30 minutes. So pag-calculate yan, the answer is 18.86183. So for southwest, the departure is negative. And then let's proceed to line CD. So for latitude, it's cosine, for departure is sine. And then let us copy the angle. So now let us calculate. So for the latitude, it's 7.32475. So north, latitude is positive. And then while for the departure, it's 15.93736. So for west, the departure is negative. And then let's proceed to line DE. So the length is 36.3. For latitude, it's cosine. For departure, it's sine. And then let us copy the angles. And then let us calculate. So for the latitude, it's 5.94391. And for the departure, it's 35.81084. And it's west, so the departure is negative. And then proceed na tayo for line EA. So that's 46.44. And then for latitude, it's cosine. For departure, it's sine. And then let us copy the angles, the bearing. And then let us calculate. So for the latitude, it's 23.12634. And for the departure, it's 40.27214. So it's northeast, so both latitude and departure is positive. So check natin if mag-close ba talaga yung traverse. I-sum up natin to lahat. So dapat this is approximately equal to 0. And for this one, this should be approximately equal to 0. So the sum of the latitude is 0.00144. So that is approximately equal to 0. And for the departure, the sum is 0.00245. So that is also approximately equal to 0. So now, nag-close talaga yung traverse natin. Due to rounding off lang siguro yan. So ngayon, proceed na tayo sa requirement B, determine the area of the traverse using DMD method. So dalawa actually yung formula, yung method dito using DMD or double meridian distance or using DPD which is double parallel distance. So continue lang natin tong table in order to determine the area. So let's put another table, dalawa dito. So let us denote this as DMD. And while the other one, let us denote it by DA or double area. So our process here, kapag DMD, we are just considering the departure. And kapag DMD, latitude naman ay i-consider natin. So for now, it's DMD. So first step is to copy this one and put it in our table sa DMD. So that's the first step, okay? And then next, we are going to add this here and then add it here. So yung result ng sum nitong tatlo, we will put it in this table. So the sum is 30.34034 plus 30.34034 plus negative 18.86183, that would be equal to 41.82191. And then next step natin, we will again solve for the sum of 41.82191 plus negative 18.86183 plus negative 15.93736. So the sum would be equal to 7.02272. So repeating the process, let us add these 3, yung 7.022 plus negative 15.93736 and then plus negative 35.81084. So the sum would be equal to negative 44.72548. So lastly, let us solve for the sum of negative 44.72548 plus negative 35.81084 plus 40.27214. So their sum is equal to, okay, so wait, here, as we can see, dapat, so the value is negative 40.26418. So as we can see, dapat itong values dito, they are equal dapat. So meaning to say, pag hindi nag-equal, may mali tayong ginawa sa part na to. So i-recheck natin. So 30.34034 plus negative 18.86183, the answer is, it should be 41.81885. So may error tayo doon. And then continue natin yung process. Baka may error pa tayo for next process kasi dapat equal tong dalawang ito. So by taking the sum of these three, so the sum would be 7.01966. So nagkaroon ng chain effect sa errors. So right now, we can erase this part. And then let us proceed on solving it again. So for this one, let us take the sum of these three. So their sum would be equal to negative 44.72854. And then lastly, let us take the sum of these three. So that would be equal to, so their sum is negative 40.26724. So as we can see, due to rounding off yan guys, kaya hindi natin mapag-exactly equal, but if we take this na 40.27, di ba? And this one, i-round off natin, magiging din tong negative 40.27. So they are dapat equal, approximately equal, and nag-iba lang dapat yung sign nila. So for our departure, it's plus, and for the DMD, magiging minus na yan. Okay, so proceed na tayo sa double area. Okay, so for the double area, it is the product of the DMD times the latitude. If we consider here as DPD, we will take the latitude dito. And then ang double area niya naman would be the product of DPD times the departure. Pero for DMD, ang sinasolve natin is the product of the DMD times the latitude. So solve natin yan. So for this one, it's 30.34034 times negative 10.90326. So the product would be equal to negative 330.80861. So ngayon, proceed naman tayo dito sa double area ng line BC. So it's 41.81885 times negative 25.4903. That would be equal to negative 1068.52406. And then proceed naman tayo dito. So it's 7.01966 times 7.32475. So the product is 51.41725. It is equal to 51.41725. So next naman, let us multiply negative 44.72854 times 5.94391. The product is, it's negative 265.8624. And then lastly, let us take the product of negative 40.26724 times 23.12634. So the product is negative 931.23388. So after we get all the double area, ang next process natin dito is to get the sum. So the sum of the double area is, so i-plus natin lahat ito, including the sign. So that would be, so the sum is equal to negative 2545.0117. And to solve for the area, so double area, the formula for area is equal to the absolute value of the sum of the double area divided by 2. So the sum of the double area is negative 2545.0117 and divide natin sa 2. So therefore the answer is 1272.50585 and the unit is meter squared. So yan na yung area natin. So therefore guys, if you have any questions here, just approach and message me, okay? So that's all.